Hello folks, today I'm going to be giving you my review along with a test flight for this, the HS720. This I am expecting to be a great entry-level product into the drone market, so if you are looking to get into the hobby and just want to see if it's going to tickle your fancy, then this may be a good choice. But let's go ahead, get things set up and see how it all works out. Right, turning the drone on, simple as holding down the button. And with drone and controller connected, we're just going to make sure that we are also connected on our phone to the Holystone Wi-Fi. And then we're going to open up the Ophelia Go app and select Enter Device. So we can now see pretty much what the drone sees through its camera, which is a nice little feature. And the first thing we need to do is some calibration. You can see in the top left of the screen, it says geomagnetism calibration. So it's already in calibration mode. But one thing we can do to make sure that it is on the control sticks here on the controller. Just point them down to the bottom right. Okay, and when that's done, we're now in calibration mode. We're going to take the drone and turn it 3 times horizontally, vertically, and repeat the process. We've just calibrated the compass there. To calibrate the GPS, move the sticks down just to the bottom left, and then just wait a moment for that to work. For this to happen, we need to make sure that the drone is also on a level surface, which it is. If we just head to the settings for a moment. Okay, so I've turned beginner mode off. I've set the max distance to infinite, max altitude to 120, and the return to home altitude to 40. We are going to test the return to home functionality. Now, one thing we can see actually on the controller itself, just click update there. One thing we can see on the controller itself is that we are connected to 12 satellites. That's important because it's vital we have a return to home point before we actually take off here. Now, in order to take off, we just need to tap the unlock button here to get the motors going. Okay, and that all sounds very good. So let's go ahead and check out the flight here. Wow, I am impressed. If the GPS isn't calibrated correctly, the drone will tend to drift. I am really happy with that. Really happy. Oh, that's awesome. Can you folks see that? Hopefully you can. Yeah, let's gain a little bit of altitude here. Bearing in mind, these Holystone drones are entry-level drones. They're not premium drones, okay? You're saving a little bit of money in order to see if this is going to be a hobby for you. Let's just have a look at some of the footage here. We do have the scroll wheel, and this will allow us to adjust the camera angle. Okay, now, again, this is an entry drone, so there is no gimbal here. But the footage, it looks pretty stable. I am impressed. Let's just turn this around and gain a little bit more altitude here. Move it back a touch. There's a number of features as well which I do want to test out, which I'm looking forward to. Okay, so we're currently 8 meters in the air there, looking straight down on me. There's a little bit of a wind here. I'm not sure if you can see the breeze on the tree over there. So I was expecting to have to compensate for that with the control sticks, but it is holding its position very, very well. Again, if you have any issues with the HS720 not holding its position, just make sure you do that calibration that I showed you that isn't in the instruction manual. Okay, that's the GPS calibration, as that does tend to work wonders. And there's a few birds up there, so I won't be flying near those, as I'd rather not lose my HS720 on its first test flight. Yeah, a few birds of prey thinking, oh, that drone looks tasty. Trust me, you do not want to try and eat this. Okay, let's go ahead here and capture some footage. Okay, how does this look, folks? I mean, right now I'm staring at it through my phone. I'm not seeing it directly off the memory card, but I'll make sure that I put that over the video in editing so that you can see the full quality of this footage. And also, what I do want to just do is if I just stop recording there for a moment. Oh, I wanted to just check my quality settings to make sure that I was set to 4K. Let's go ahead and bring the drone back. I'll land it. Oh, it's so smooth to fly, folks. This is awesome. I'm going to see if I can land it on this table. That's quite a narrow landing, especially for, like I say, an entry-level drone here. So if I can get it on there, I'd be super happy. Let's just try and line it up a little bit. Can we do this? I think we can. Oh, close, close. It's on the edge, but we got it, and we'll stop the motors. That is wonderful. I'll tell you what, this is so fun. Okay, let's pop over to camera. Okay, I was only recording in 2.5K. Let's switch that over to 4K there. So let's go ahead and take off once more. Oh, it's so responsive, folks. I am thoroughly impressed with the capabilities of what I'm seeing so far. Let me just go ahead here, just keeping an eye on these birds, making sure that they're not paying any attention to me. I don't think they are, that's fine. Let's go ahead, shall we, and test the return to home. So to do this, we just tap that button, and then please confirm whether to return. We're just going to swipe across, and then it's going to go to a height of, I believe, 40 metres. Can you folks see that? I'm having to stretch my head up here. Yep, it's descending now. It's not quite at the table, as you can see, but if you lost your drone for whatever reason, it's going to come back close enough. I'm having a good time here. Hope you guys are enjoying the video, I really do. And right now the drone is just hovering itself. I'm not pushing anything on the control sticks, my fingers aren't even on them. And you can see it is keeping such a good position in the breeze as well, which is really impressive. Really impressive. Looks like we're currently connected to 13 satellites as well. All right then, folks, I'm going to stop the recording, see if I can grab a couple of pictures here. And we just use the little white circle icon above the red video record icon to take shots. And number one. And let's take another one. Okay, yeah, I hope those images look good for you guys. Now, as I mentioned, there's a couple of other features that the HS720 includes. If we tap the weird icon up on the left there, you can see there's a follow me mode, an orbit flight, and a headless mode. Let's go ahead and tap follow me, and we'll activate that. And what's going to happen now is the drone, in theory, should follow the controller's GPS. Yep, I can see the drone is moving. And if I turn around here, will the drone turn around with me? It looks like it's trying to. It is moving backwards. And yet it has brought me back into the shot, even though I'm only in the bottom right of the picture. So it works, follow me. It's not the smoothest operation, but again, it's just a little feature to play about with. So let's go ahead now and cancel that. Bring it back in for a landing. There we go, turn the motors off. I am really happy, really happy. So I hope you folks enjoyed the flight of the HS720. Before I give you my final thoughts, let's just see what came in the box. So on the box, we have reference to the fact that you do get 4K along with that 26 minutes of battery time, which is really nice to have. And inside, we get the carrying case, which is something I love to see with Holystone's drones. They never skimp out on these. And inside, of course, we get the HS720 itself, which is quite a heavy drone. It comes in at about 470 grams once you have the battery in place. Now, you do only get the one battery with this package, which might throw some of you off that have purchased previous Holystone drones where you tend to get two, but again, you do have that extended battery time. And here we have the drone itself. Installing the battery, it's as simple as lining up the connections and clicking that into place. Very easy. And then to remove it, you have the button at the bottom. Just push that in and pull that out. Power button on the top. And we have the camera, which does not include a gimbal, if you remember, with this particular model. And on the bottom, we have the downward sensors. With the battery in place, turning the drone on is as simple as just pushing in the power button. The LEDs will then start to flash, indicating it is ready to be paired with the controller. And to turn the drone off, just hold that power button down until all the LEDs have turned off. There we go. Next up, we have the controller, and this is pretty much the standard controller that we get with most of the Holystone drones. We have the grips at the bottom, which just give you that little bit of additional comfort. And honestly, this controller is fine. I always find the controllers to be a little more flimsy feeling than the drones themselves, which is fine because this is where the money's going. But I've never had any issues with the controllers. I've never had them break on me or anything like that. Controller is going to require 2 AA batteries, which are not included, so you'll need to supply those to get this to work. And we also have the holder up here for our phone as well. And then finally, we have the accessory box, charging cable, some spare props, which is always nice to see. And in here, we have a little bit of a charging hub, and you can actually charge 2 batteries at a time, although you do only get, as I say, just the one included. So just open the cover, put the battery into there, connect this to USB-C, get your charging done. And then finally, in this nice zipped compartment here, great for storing accessories, we have all the documentation. And that's the package. So as I said when I was flying, I am super impressed with the HS720 here from Holystone. Okay, it's not the cheapest entry-level drone you are going to be able to buy, but I think it does pack a few additional features, most notably the GPS functionality that gives it a stable flight that may potentially make that additional cost worthwhile. And if you do want to step up a little bit, you can check out the HS720G. That G stands for gimbal, and you do have a 2-axis gimbal with that model, but not with this one, so you would get more stable footage. And full disclosure, Holystone did send this to me free of charge in exchange for this video, but you have had my genuine thoughts today. I am really happy. I'm looking forward to flying this again now. See you guys later. I'm going to get it set up.